Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. A basic Ellarie here. I literally have like 15 minutes to get dressed and go pick up my daughter and run some errands. But I thought this was the perfect opportunity to record how I usually get dressed when I have like no time and I don't put on a full face of makeup, because you guys ask me to record things like this all the time and usually I'm in a rush and I don't have time to do it. So I decided to get ready like 5 minutes extra so I could film while I'm doing it, because that does take extra time, and show you how I do my face in 10 minutes or less. It doesn't take much time to do, even though I'm using about maybe 5 or 6 products or so, and you can adjust it to your own routine, whether you use different face powder or you go with or without concealer. You can either add or minimize to it, but this is just what I do. So you guys asked and I have delivered. Okay. So the first thing I obviously do, my face is clean, I just brush my teeth, wash my face, put on my moisturizer. I still use the Urban Skin Hydra Balance before my makeup, even if I'm not wearing a lot of makeup, just because it doesn't make my face super oily and it still moisturizes my face. And whether or not I wear foundation or not, I still like to wear a primer because it keeps control over the oil on my face. So you guys know from Snapchat, this has been my jam, which is why it's almost empty. I need to re-up. It is Milani's Prime Shield, and it keeps my oil under control all day. I don't ever remember getting really oily with this, which is why I like it, because some primers, even mattifying ones, still leave me a little oily. So this one is pretty good and it's very inexpensive, so check it out. And I put this all over my face before I do anything else, and then I go right into the brows. Now, I don't know anybody who skips their brows unless they're just blessed with some bomb brows. I'm not. So when I need to do my brows quickly, I'm just gonna grab my favorite brow pencil right now, the Precisely My Brow by Benefit, and I quickly fill in my brows. Now, if you're gonna skip the cleanup, which I usually don't, because it kind of makes, whether or not I do anything with my eyes, face, it kind of just makes my overall face look not as basic if I have clean brows. But I am lighter on the pencil. That way I don't have heavy brows and a bare face. So I'm going to lightly fill in my brows, and I am going to clean it up just a bit, but if you really don't have time, you can just try to be a little bit cleaner with the pencil. That way you don't have to clean up. I do that sometimes, but majority of the time I try to at least clean up a little bit around the brow just so they look more fleeky, you know? So basically, like I said, I just brush them up. I'm going fast because I really don't have time, like I said. And outline the brows first, trying to stay a little bit clean, that way I don't have to clean up too much. And I'm just following my natural brow shape. If you don't like to use a pencil, you like to use brow gel, like I said, you can customize this and do it with your favorite products, but I'm using mine. And then I'm going to quickly fill in the gaps, because I got some gappy brows. Now, using a pencil on your entire brow does waste a lot of the pencil and you will go through them really fast, but it's my favorite way to do my brows, unfortunately. So whenever I run out of the pencil, I just go back to Cabral, which I have done a tutorial on, and I use that until I run out of pencil. So I filled them in, like I said, I didn't want them too heavy, so I'm gonna kind of brush some of the product out to lighten them up a bit. They're not perfect, it's okay. I at least have a brow. I'm gonna do the other one. Okay, and if I know I'm not gonna clean up around my brows, I usually do it a little bit cleaner and slower, but like I said, I tend to like to clean them regardless if I have on a lot of makeup or not. So I'm gonna take my MAC 195 brush and my Studio Finish concealer and quickly just clean around the edges. One good swipe there, blend it in, and at the top. See, that looks so much cleaner. It looks like, it's gonna look like my face is more put together than it actually is. Okay, and this is another reason why I like to use a concealer that is similar to my skin tone to do my brows. That way I don't have to worry about putting on foundation if I don't want to, because the concealer is going to blend right into my skin and I'm not going to have a glow, you know, the glow brows out there. It's not going to be that difficult for me to blend it in with my skin and just go. So that's it as far as my brows are concerned. I don't usually do brow gel or anything like that when I'm rushing, just the pencil and some cleanage. How much time do I have? Not much. Okay, now before I put my face powder on, I'm going to rub some primer on my lids, and I use like a nude color or skin tone color, and I do this because throughout the day, if you don't have any type of primer on your lids, whether you have makeup on or not, they get oily, right? Like if you put powder over your whole face and you don't prime your lid or put any eyeshadow on or anything like that, you're gonna get creasy lids. So I just use a dab on each eye just to eliminate having oily lids, because I am gonna put foundation powder over my lids to give it that no makeup look. So I'm just blending in a dot of primer that is Benefits Don't Stray in medium deep. Okay, now this is a step that you can skip, and I usually skip. I usually don't put concealer underneath my eyes when I am not wearing foundation, just because I don't feel like my bags, even though you probably, I don't know how they look on camera right now, but my bags aren't that bad after I use my powder, so it's not necessarily a needed step for me. But since I know a lot of people do not like to skip their concealer, whether they have bags or not, I'm just going to add that step in, even though it's not something that I usually do. So I don't use Pro Longwear or anything, a heavy concealer, when I'm using my face powder, just because my face powder is not a full coverage powder. I use the Mineralized Skin Finish, which is a lighter powder than something like the Studio Fix powder. But if you use a regular foundation powder that is medium to full coverage, you can use a heavier concealer, because it's not going to look like you have highlighted eyes and a basic face. So since my face powder is mineralized and it's a light to medium finish, I'm going to use the LA Girl concealer, just because even though it's HD concealer, I feel like for me this doesn't give me the coverage that the Pro Longwear does. So I feel like it goes a little bit better with a lighter powder than using a Pro Longwear with a lighter powder. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm making sense right now because I'm talking a little fast. But this isn't a concealer that I personally use if I need to avoid creasing all day. It works, but for me personally, the way my eyes are set up, it's not what I would use if I'm going to be like out and about all day and I have a beat face. Just a preference of mine. Maybe the contour, but not for my under eyes. I'm very picky about my under eye concealer, which is why I usually always only use the MAC Pro Longwear or the Kat Von D or something like that. But like I said, on a rush, grab this. It's very easy to work with because it has the wand built in. You don't have to use another brush. I'm just gonna put a little bit under my eyes right here and rub it in with my fingers. If you use a different concealer, you can still rub it in with your fingers. Your fingers are like one of the best makeup tools you can use, just because they warm up the product, they blend it in a lot better, and I would use them a lot more if I didn't have nails. Okay, so conceal the under eyes. I'm already looking a little bit more better because my face was really weathered. I've had a long couple of days lately, so I kind of did need concealer today because, yeah, I've been stressed out. But it's all good. We're not going to go into that. Anyways, next I'm going to use my powder. Like I said, this is my favorite all time. You guys know that. It's very lightweight, so it's going to really give you that no makeup look. It's going to like pretty much, it's almost like a tinted moisturizer in powder form. It's not going to give you full coverage, but it is going to give you a nice clean veil to make your skin look a little bit more even. So I'm just going to use a big fluffy brush. This is by Dose of Colors, and I'm going to just put this all over my face, including my eyelids. I do go a little bit heavier with it when I don't have any makeup on, just to really give me a nice clean veil. And when I don't put concealer underneath my eyes, I usually concentrate a lot underneath my eyes, more so than when I do have concealer on there. Okay, once I have a good layer of the powder on, I'm obviously not going to contour, it takes up too much time. So what I have been doing ever since this collection came out is when I do not wear foundation, I'm going for the no makeup look like I'm doing today. I use the MAC Taraji Glow, the contour bronzing powder, and I use that as a blush bronzer combo because it's kind of light reddish color makes it work as a blush, but it's also deep enough to work as contour. So it's kind of a cheat way to give your face a little bit more structure if you're not putting on a full face of makeup. So I just work this in the same area that I would my contour. If you're a really stickler on the nose contour and you have to do that, you can go ahead. I usually don't contour my nose when I'm brushing. This powder gives me enough definition in the cheeks to be okay without having on a blush. Finally, mascara. Anytime that I am wearing my real lashes and I don't have on falsies, I always use a white lash primer. I've been doing this since I was in high school when they used to have, there was a drugstore brand, I don't remember which one, but me, my mom, and my sister used to wear it faithfully. It was like a double-ended mascara. One side had a white primer and the other side had black, because me and my mom had struggle lashes and it was the only way to make our lashes look longer and fuller. My sister didn't need it because she's just blessed with some bomb lashes. But anyways, anytime I wear my natural lashes, I always use a white lash primer. And you guys may have seen that in the Get Ready With Me tutorial where I did the bun. I kind of went through my eyelashes twice with the white lash primer first. But like I said, when you got 5 minutes, that is an extra step that you can avoid. Usually when I use a white lash primer, I use Benefits Better Than Sex. Because I don't really need a heavy mascara for my lashes. When I use the lash primer, I just need something to separate them. But since I don't have the primer, I'm going to use Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara because it makes my eyelashes much more fuller and longer, just not as long as they would be with the primer. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to add a coat of this on my top and bottom lashes. It is a kind of heavy mascara, so you don't need to really do more than 2 coats. 1 coat actually will give you some nice, pretty nice looking lashes. Careful, because since you don't have any makeup on your lash line, if you get mascara underneath your lashes, it can look a little bit messy if you're going too quick. I got a little bit under there, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. If you do, you can just let it dry and use either a Q-tip or a small brush with some of your foundation powder on it. Just make sure that it dries first so that it will just flake away. As you can see, I skipped eyeliner because that can be a very daunting step, especially if you mess up. So I usually don't wear eyeliner, especially if I don't have on false lashes. Okay. And that is pretty much it as far as my face is concerned. This step is obviously optional, but I do have 3 moles on my face that poke out. So if I don't darken them, they just look like bumps. That is why I always darken them. But when I don't have on foundation, I don't like to make them too dark. So I'm just getting a brow pencil. Now I'm kind of just swiping over them. This is the Kelly Baker brow pencil in dark brown. And I'm just sweeping over them very lightly to get the powder off of them. Yep, that's it. Finally, for my lips, usually my go-to for my lips, whether I'm going for a nude or a tinted lip color, I'll always put on this first. This is Bite Beauty's Agave lip mask. It just brings hydration to my lips to a whole different level. So I always put this on underneath, whatever lip choice I wear. And then I either use Lancome's Lip Shaker in red. This is Cherry Symphony. I like to give like a light pink tint to my lips. Or I've been grabbing this Bite Beauty in Currant. It's a gloss. So it kind of just depends on if I want to go for a red tint or a nude lip. Today I'm feeling like a nude lip, so I'm going to go with Currant by Bite Beauty. And I'm just going to rub this all over. There's not too much color in it, but because my lips are 2 different tones, like I have pink on the inside and dark on the outside, it kind of just brings everything more neutral looking so that my lips don't look too two-toned, you know? And that is it. I spray my face with some setting spray. That's always a good way to keep your face hydrated throughout the day and get that powder to melt into your skin. And that's about as much as I do when I gotta go. I'll take off this robe even though I'm not wearing this shirt, so I can look like I'm dressed, but I'm really not. And I would change my shirt, you know, and go on with my day. So if you minus like my intro and outro and me talking, because obviously when I'm doing my makeup without the camera I'm not talking, so it eliminates a little bit more time, this is no more than 10 to 15 minutes depending on how long my brows take me. That's usually one of the longest parts aside from the mascara. Everything else is really quick and I can always get this done between 10 and 15 minutes. So if you're on the go and you want a fresh looking face without all of the steps of highlighting, contouring, and all that good stuff, this is a great route to go as far as, you know, the primer, the powder, and just a soft bronzer and mascara. Gloss. I know I said hella stuff, but it looks natural, right? So if you're on the go, you need an everyday makeup look or a 5-minute makeup look or a workday makeup look, this is a great way to achieve that, and what I love to do all the time when I don't have a lot of time or don't want to wear a lot of makeup. Anyways, if you like this quick, no makeup, natural look, whatever you want to call it, please go ahead and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and let me know what you think about it in the comments. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time. Mwah.